What's happening, people? This is Rohit here, and in this podcast episode, I'm going to discuss an incident that happened 2 years back, and it has definitely impacted me. And I never got the opportunity to discuss this incident in detail with anyone, so at least through this video journal, it will provide a sense of closure as well. The incident that I'm talking about is not being able to attend my own university orientation because of a variety of factors, and that's what I'm going to explain in this video. And I'm grateful to say that I'm very happy with the kind of life that I had till now, and I'm almost there to say that I'm grateful that that also did not happen. And it's a big what if question: what if I had attended and my life would have been completely different? But I'm still grateful, and let's discuss this. Put yourself in my shoes, at least for this podcast episode. You're new to this country, international grad student, you're making your own connections, you're getting to know and see a lot of different things. And orientation is one factor where you get to know the university's resources. Now that I think of it, somewhere inside I want to say institutional spoon feeding, but at the same time, there's also a hidden curriculum that you get to meet a lot of different people, and the kind of connection that you make on the first day, it's very special. Because I still remember my own undergraduate first day, and the kind of people that I met on the first day, it's a very special connection. Whether you're friends with them or not, you still remember them, and that's actually has a big impact on what they say, how they say, and the kind of culture what the university shows, and the kind of person you are with, and how they see the university and you see. I mean, there's so many different factors, but it is a very important big deal for me and for a lot of other people as well. For some people, you know what, it might be it's them. This is just my opinion. This is my podcast episode. So right now I'm an international grad student. I'm new here, and I spent 1 year in Camden. I did not get to attend my own Camden Rutgers Camden student orientation. That's another separate story. But the main thing I'm focusing on is Rutgers University Newark student orientation, also known as SOAR. So I did not get to attend that, and yes, that was like huge, big deal for me. But then I was in Camden for 1 year, and I knew that I had to make a new application. I did make a new application in my first semester itself, and I got admitted. And there's so much paperwork that needs to be done. And initially I thought, you know what, it's actually an easy thing, that same Rutgers University umbrella, it should be easy, right? Camden, they send the paperwork, but it unfortunately it was not like that. And also, before I go on into details, I'm not going to blame anyone and say, or point hands and say, you know what, that it's this person's fault, that person's fault. What happened. It's all about the ripple reactions. It's all about so many other factors that happen after that, and how my life changed. So it's easy to blame hands and say, you know what, it's this person's fault, that university's fault, and then government will say it's my fault. So it's different things. It will be more like, it's the student who has to be responsible. But how will I be responsible for something which is more like a backhand operation, and that's something which I don't have any control over. So I think it's more like the paperwork and the transcripts, official transcripts, that had to be sent. And because I'm an international student, there's additional paperwork that had to be sent for international student office. Camden said they sent it. I confirmed with them. I was there in office, and yes, it was sent, because I want to get things done. You know what? I'm going there in person to get things done. Yeah, but after coming to Newark, I realized that I was not getting any emails. It was more like a very confusing state. And when yesterday I talked to a staff member, and he called it more like a messed up situation. But at that point, it did not feel that way, because I thought I had every single thing in hand. But then they sent it, and then Never didn't receive it. So they did not see me as a student in their system. So all enrollment, so many things which had to be done, that was not done. So I did not get a lot of information, at least for the first 2 weeks, until I got that sorted later. But I do feel I handled everything in a very calm manner, so I'm very proud of that. Same time, all these orientations happen, and first 2 weeks, after 1.5 week, I realized that, you know what, I'm not getting anything, I need to go and check. And that's when I realized, when I went to the international students office, that's when they realized they had sent, and then these people did not. Okay, all that was sorted. But that's something which you cannot turn back, is the fact that I did not get to attend my own orientation, and not being able to meet the new faces. For me, I had my game plan in the beginning. You know what, it was very different. 1 year already spent, and then I kind of had that immense pride, confidence, self-confidence. You know what, new face, I'm going to, write swipe left. So I'm going to meet people, and I'm going to make the connections and make new friends that way. And that did not turn out. And first day, I remember I went home crying. I made a vlog about it as well. After 1 year, I'm like, first year of fall 2023. And then I was talking about something which happened in fall of 2022 first day. That's when I got to know that I did not attend my own orientation, and a lot of people have made their own friend circle and all of that. But that's when it was like a big deal. But even somewhere inside, it is now like a big deal. Today, it's actually SOAR, which is orientation for all the new incoming students. So it's a good timing, full circle movement. But in last year's SOAR video, also I would have mentioned about this incident. Yeah, didn't get to attend, but it's all the ripple reactions, right? So the kind of extent that I went to actually make friends, I made biryani, distributing it to people, but then there's so many other factors, miscellaneous factor, personal factors, and my own sense of pride, sense of ego also came in, and then I wanted to be with right set of people. I was being more choosy that way, but then people already made friends. So right now, the kind of ripple reactions that happened after, because I did not attend my own orientation, and thankfully I'm grateful that my personality actually in a way compensated the discipline, consistency for going to all the events, attending and getting to know the staff members, and doing it all alone, because I'm like if I want to get things done, I have to go and do it alone, and that's something which was already instilled in me. And the exploring mindset for me, it was more like, oh, I have to go and check what's in this building, oh, what's this facility, oh, what's in that facility. If I had attended the orientation, they would have given it to you, they would have given and said every single thing to you directly. But since I did not get to do that, every single thing that I had to do, it's more like double work in a way. I won't call it double work. Now I'm calling it double work, but at that point, it did not feel like that. It felt like something that I had to do. And maybe if I had attended orientation, maybe if I had made friends, then maybe I can say that I had friends throughout Rutgers. But unfortunately, what all I did at Rutgers University was without any friends. It was more like professional relationship. But what all I did, I had to do it and fight it on my own because of so and so factors, so and so things. And yes, it taught me how to fight for myself. That's something which is already there for me because of other factors and things. But at the same time, not being able to attend orientation, and because of that I'm doing all of these things, definitely took a toll. And that's something somewhere inside I do think very rare now, I think very rarely about. But first semester, definitely I thought a lot about, what if I actually attended my orientation, and then yeah, life would have turned out to be very different for me, right? So all those things were running in my head. But at the same time, what all I've done at Rutgers University till now, so many things I've done, and 15, 16 roles on campus, different leadership positions, so many things. Yes, I was denied here and there. There was, what, I know that what all I've done till now, it's not because of nepotism or anything like that. And the kind of positions that I've held on campus, 2 ambassador positions, 2 intern positions, 3 research assistant positions, and so many other volunteers here, there. For me, it was more like bucket list item in a way. Imagine a bucket list item to be able to say, I did this, I did that, I wanted here, and I did every single thing alone. So that way, it was double work. At the same time, I'm grateful for the kind of things that I was able to do without attending my orientation, without having anyone around me, without having any friends, without anyone's help and support. Because here, as part of orientation, I'm able to see that people are being pointed out, and still people don't do it. At the same time, since it was not pointed out to me, I had to do, and I was able to do all of these things, even though no friends and all that. Rutgers was my social life in a lot of different ways. And here and there, what all, there was rift between me and Rutgers. What all happened, it was more love-hate relationship. It is still my university, I'll defend it to the core. What all, Rutgers kind of denied me, because I'm not trying to blame her here and there, but what all kind of the kind of opportunities that I feel I could have had more and more, what all, where all Rutgers denied me those opportunities, I feel God gave me everything. So I'm definitely grateful for that. And yeah, I mean, it's all about the mindset. I feel my mindset was also very different because I did not get to attend the orientation. It was more like, oh, I did not attend orientation, now see what I will do, now see what I'm going to do, now see. So it was more of that, proving to myself, proving. It was not proving to other people for sure, it was proving to myself, I didn't get to do this, now I'll see what. Because as an Indian international student, when I see a lot of different people, their priorities are different. I'm not again comparing, but what I see is what I'm saying also, right? Their priorities, what they're doing, their Cuba led a building called RBS, and I'm breaking that norm, unconventional way. And on top of that, this orientation also did not happen. So I mean, there's so many different links when I think and talk about. Yes, it will feel like it's brainstorming, but and what they are doing, when what I see people doing, until now being an Indian street alone, it's not even been like it's going to be 3 years soon, but it's more like within 100 weeks I completed over 100 plus solo dates in New York City, and I said solo dates, which means going alone and doing every single thing alone. What all I've done in the city, beaches, bars, so many events, ball drop alone, twice, 2 consecutive years, vlogging, content creation, and that content creation also started right when you and Rutgers University started. Till now, you have not seen any person with me throughout my vlogs. Every single thing I've been doing alone. So in that way, I'm like, it definitely taught me a lot of different things, and then there's so many other links like therapy also started somewhere in between because of so many different factors, but that was more for self improvement rather than oh something happened kind of thing. It's more like self improvement, but that also taught me that I had slight ego arrogance within me because I spent 1 year in Camden and I was being more choosy in my friendship circle and all that. At the same time, that did not happen, and being more comfortable with myself right now, alone, whatever it is, I'm able to do all these things, and I've reached that like I'm peaking in that way, and then so many different things, and the trigger point is not being able to attend my orientation, and I'm coming back to that because that did play a pivotal role in my life. Now that I think about it, so many other factors to say. See, you're not psychology student, I'm trying to break down personal, break down what all has happened, incident, piece by piece, sector by sector. But that trigger point and the pivotal moment for me was not being able to attend my own orientation. And it did change a lot of different things, but at the same time, what I have done till now, the kind of legacy that I'm leaving behind, no matter what has happened, the kind of roles that I held, people can say whatever they want, they won't deny me, and every single thing that I did alone without anyone's help, without anyone's support. And what all, it was not even like, even though a staff member likes me, I did not had to skip through interviews or skip through anything. I had still had to go through the procedure of an interview and every single thing. There was no shortcuts for me at all because I can point out people and say, oh, so and so, but that's not my work. They might hard work and hard work, smart work. People might call it smart work that they got up, but it will not lead you anywhere, right? So for me, it's more like resilience, showing resilience and doing that. That matters more for me, and that's what has happened in my life till now. So I'm definitely very grateful, and the kind of roles I'm very proud, and somewhere inside, I genuinely believe that I represented a new generation of Indian international students are coming to the US and going to dominate and do a lot of different things on campus, and not just breaking norms and all that. For me, it's more like that, studying something which is unconventional, breaking the norm. But now that every single thing is done, now that I'm sitting here as alumni, a new graduate alumni who just graduated last month, it feels more like I was unique in my own way. I'm one of a kind, and not like I'm not representing any new generation. It was just one off for me. So in that way, I've become very comfortable. But I do feel somewhere inside, some I do feel light that I was able to share all of these things. At the same time, yes, that orientation was a huge deal. I still will not deny it, but it is what it is, right? It is just one life moment. At that point, it felt like a big deal. Throughout 2 years at Rutgers, it did feel like a big deal. Now, not so much because I graduated. Would my life have been different if I had attended? Definitely, the friendship circle and my priorities would have been a lot more different. But because that did not happen, and what all I was able to do, now I'm able to sit here and say so and so role, so and so position, so and so achievements, so and so things that I've done, jobs, every single thing that I had to fight and do every single thing on my own. 2 to 3 jobs on campus, and then balancing every single thing, academics, being that I did not have anyone to ask. I was the one to help others in academics. I do not have anyone in my own course to go and ask, because that's what, see, if you're a computer science or you have so many other Indians, you have that kind of connection because same course, same city and all, and there's so much toxicity in that side as well. So let's not get into that. At the same time, it did teach me a lot of different things. It did change me a lot of different ways, and it is what it is. I'm very grateful right now to be able to say all these things, but i'm I'm happy, and that's what matters most as well. But yes, and I'm very proud of the kind of achievements that I've done till now, and I don't think there'll be any other Indian international student like me. I'm confident that way of what all I've done or achieved on campus, or at least at Rutgers University. So that way I'm very confident, and that way I'm very grateful. And alright, it was a good video journal for me. Thank you all for watching. See you all in another one. Till then, bye from me.